Hussain is like no other. Hussain is justice. Hussain is equality. Hussain is leadership. Hussain is bravery. Hussain is honesty. Hussain is what many leaders in today's world are not. No, it wasn't about occupying territories or expanding military strength or acquiring material luxuries. It was about having the best values. Values that would offer the people fair treatment, enrich knowledge, evoking a state of peace and tranquility. A set of values that were quite different than those of the occupying tyrants and oppressors of the time. While they only cared about the select individuals in power with vision that stretched no further than tomorrow, Hussain saw the dangers of such individuals, not only for himself or his family members, but for the community as a whole. If he did not take such stance and submitted to the will of these oppressors, then he would be identified as an advocate of these oppressors. When we stay silent about public issues and refrain from exposing the problem and supporting a solution, then we become the problem. You are either part of a problem or you're part of a solution. And if you are not working towards the solution, then you are only part of the problem. So Hussain acknowledged that there is a serious problem that he must fight against, a problem that would threaten his values and the divine code that was under his protection. And whatever measure it took to defend these values was taken by Hussain, a soul that was not to be sold for anything less than the right path. Many of us today don't have a voice like Hussain. We seem to be afraid of a force that is not quite clearly understood. We walk around with this fear that seems to follow us wherever we go. We tend to fear humanity, the people around us, which causes us to remain silent. And for as long as we are silent, all the killings, genocides, injustices, illegal occupations, and illegitimate transactions will continue to occur. Hussain, on the other hand, was a man who feared nothing but God's decree. A man who feared the corruption of his community. A man who feared losing his dignity and worthy values. Values that were more expensive than the price of blood. Even at the price of his worldly possessions, his young children, his sisters, his brothers, and his loyal companions, still his values and dignities would not be sold. He still would not submit to the will of the oppressors, even though all of his army were deprived of drinking water, thirsty, fighting with dry mouths on the hot sands of Karbala. And the oppressors who slaughtered Imam Hussain and his family members out of fear that his righteousness and truth would cause the people to overthrow their power. Those oppressors, we still see them today. I see many of them all around the world, a spreading cancer of injustice and terror. Various movements, political states, political figures, and corrupted organizations working for a purpose of self-interest at the cost of other people's lives and well-being. However, today, we don't find many like Hussain. That is because we don't know what it means to be like Hussain. That when the young children of Hussain's small army had the courage and dedication to sacrifice their life and stand strong in the face of the oppressors on the arrow-blasted battlefield, can we compare that to our reactions to all the destructions and catastrophes that are occurring on our land today? It's definitely incomparable. We live in a one-world community. We all live on one planet. We are all one body. And when one part of the body is injured, we must all feel the pain. Whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, whether you are black or white, whether you are tall or short, when there is a member from our family being oppressed, we must stand up and defend. Through the many outlets in today's world, we can initiate numerous causes that will promote a healthier society. We must stay dedicated. We must stay strong and wise in the face of corruption. We must open our eyes and our intellect and hearts and evaluate circumstances more attentively. While both sides of a conflict usually believe they are right, let us not be fooled and blinded, because the truth is always with the oppressed. Let us open our minds and really analyze the ongoing problems of today's injured society. Of the first steps in this direction is to ask ourselves, who is Hussain? And begin the journey of finding that answer. Thank you.